Greetings, everybody.
What's going on, everybody?
I'm Brian Castleberry.
And I'm Landon and Brian.
And you've just tuned in to a wonderful, exciting, insightful episode of Boomzies.
Yeah. And sorry about the chat thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's up with that. We've been trying for the last, 10 minutes to get this thing to work, but all of a sudden it's not refreshing.
So work on Twitch, JTV.
We're working on it. Our phones still work,
Yeah.
but the chat doesn't.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what's
but
going
anyways, if this is your first time here to a Boomzies, I'm not going to give them a little heads up.
Yeah, let's give it a rundown. For those of you who haven't seen Boomzies, we are, as it says down there, Mass Geek Debate. We talk about everything in the geek spectrum, from video games, comic books, music, movies, television, and everything in between, and debate it live on the show with involving the viewers live as well.
Did you say take phone calls?
We will take phone
Take
calls.
phone calls.
We do take phone calls via Skype, or our normal phone number is 316-778-0730, since we're having problems with this blank nothingness of chat.
It's kind of weird, just a big white screen over there.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think our audiences probably have an issue with that too. So.
Yeah. But anyways, our opening topic we're going to first talk about is, obviously NASA's budget has been cut to a fraction of a penny on every tax dollar, and kind of where that puts us as a nation, as dreamers, as society.
How it affects us as geeks.
Yeah.
How it does.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, and then following up with that.
Following that, our second topic is going to be American icons in anime. In the last decade especially, we've seen a huge transfer of comic book heroes, video game heroes, any kind of an American icon that has been mostly in American media put into to Japanese anime. The good, the bad, the effects, and what that means for these icons.
It's true.
So, we're going to first start in what we've been doing this week. So, Landon, why don't you give us your week?
First off, everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So hopefully, we're not drinking tonight, unfortunately, but hopefully everybody else is
we're behaving ourselves.
just downing them. So it's just crazy.
You're hoping everheryone's getting sloshed right now.
Yeah, right now.
You are so
maybe
kind.
Maybe that's a blessing that our chat isn't working, because we would just get a bunch of belligerent bleh.
You suck. I hate you.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, the first thing that I've been doing is probably what a lot of other people are doing.
A lot of other people are doing.
Is playing the new mobile app Draw Something.
Draw something.
Yeah, it's a new app. It came out, I don't know.
What do you do in this mystery app? It's so cryptic. Oh, you draw something.
You draw something, yeah.
It's so cryptic.
But anyways, it's blown up. The cool thing about it is it's available for both Android and iPhone users, and you can play cross-platform as well, because it all syncs up through Facebook, which is pretty cool. So anyways, essentially what it is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It draws something. You turn on the app, and then you'll start a game with a friend, and you'll get a list of 3 different words. One is worth 1 point,
Right.
1, 2, and 1, 3 points, and the difficulty is set up that way. And so you pick which word you want to draw. You'll draw it. As you're drawing it, then you'll send it off to your friend.
Okay.
They'll get that, and they'll see you as it's being drawn out, and they have to guess whatever word it is you're trying to draw. And so they'll guess that. They'll get their set of words, send it back to you, and then I'll see them trying to guess my word, see how long it takes, see how effective of a Pictionary drawer I am.
Right.
And then I'll guess their word, and it goes back and forth like that, just endlessly, and it's so stupid fun. It's just really
So is there
simple.
any winning, or is it just fun?
It's just fun. Yeah, I mean, it's really goofy. I mean, I was playing with one of my friends, and this was kind of embarrassing on his part, was he drew this really regal looking chair, like this really, really fancy looking chair. And then he writes King's Chair above it, and I'm like, it's throne. It's got to be throne. Like, I've got the letters for throne, except I can only fit THRON. I couldn't fit the E. There wasn't enough spaces to fit the E in there. I'm like, what the hell can it be? So I have to screen cap it, send it to him. I'm like, dude, what the hell were you trying to draw? He's like, it was like 11:30 midnight, and he's like, I'm really tired. I think the word might have been thorn. Like, he just read it wrong.
Wow.
And drew something different. I'm like, there's no way I can guess that. So
It's just
pretty
totally
funny.
do the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
and like I got plumber, so I drew a Mario sprite. I mean, play to who you're playing with. If they're gonna
Play
get
to their
nerd
strengths.
Yeah, and some of the words are really cool. Like, they've got a lot of nerd stuff too. Like, I've gotten Hulk before, I've gotten Avengers before. So there's a lot of nerd stuff involved in there too. So it's pretty cool. It's fun, and like I said, the cool thing about it is it's cross-platform. So, like, you can download it on your Android phone.
I will download it, and you and I will play
Yeah.
Draw Something
It's
together.
fun. It's pretty addictive.
And be cool.
It's like they demoed it, or they showed it off at South by Southwest, and since then it's gotten just millions of downloads.
So it just came out.
Yeah, it's been out for like 2 weeks maybe. I mean, it was out before South by Southwest, but then
Wow.
they showed it off, and then it just like exploded.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Draw Something. Who would have known? Such a simple title.
Yeah.
could have come
It's
such
seriously,
epicness.
it's like the next Angry Birds Words with Friends type phenomenon.
If
mobile-
Angry
mobile
Birds and
phenomenon.
Words with Friends got it on, this would be that.
In terms of downloads.
Oh,
but
in terms of downloads.
In terms of
I just wanted to use the phrase
yeah.
"get it on" in there. So, by the way, if you're just joining us, sorry about this whole chat thing. That's why there's this white box here. Normally, it's filled with words.
Yeah.
It's filled
And
with phrases.
maybe it will
of people.
halfway through.
And maybe we're going to try
I
to
don't
keep
know.
reloading it. But
It's not our
this
fault.
week, for me, I've been playing a game called Street Fighter Cross Tekken for the Xbox 360.
I'm surprised that you've been playing
You're
this.
surprised. Yes, I am too surprised that I'm playing Street Fighter X Tekken.
You call it X or Cross?
Cross, I'm sorry. It should be Cross. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's what I know. People go, oh, it's Cross. It's not X. People get up in arms. It's serious business.
Yeah.
Serious business, man. You don't mess with that stuff. If you don't get it right, people will break your legs, I think.
They will street fight you.
Yeah.
That's the end of my pun on that
the
one.
end of your pun,
That's
okay.
it. No punchline, really. Just a statement. They will street fight you.
But I rented it because a friend of mine told me to. He said, you've got to play this. It's so amazing. There's so many things. It's so deep. And I
punched
said,
him in the nuts by the end of it.
well, he's online, so I can't punch him in the nuts.
All
I
right.
virtually punch him in the nuts.
Yeah.
But problem being, I rented it, $2 at Redbox, and I played it. And you know what I think about it?
Is that for a night? $2
Yeah,
a night.
$2 a night. Well, for a day. So you could rent it at like 12:01 a.m., have it that night, and return it at 11:59 the next day.
Yeah.
So you can have it for a pretty good amount of
Yeah.
time. It's a fighting game.
Yeah.
It's another fighting game.
Yeah.
Another one. And that's where, as much as I love Street Fighter and I love fighting games, that's where my problem comes into play. It's $60 for another fighting game that I have to learn more moves and I have to research and the other thing about it is it's a $60 game that's not finished.
Okay, because I was going to ask, I was like, so I mean, you're coming from a standpoint where you've got other fighting games, but I was going to ask, like, if you're talking to somebody else that hasn't really played a lot of fighting games, don't have any, like, the current ones that have been coming out from Capcom, would you recommend this one?
I don't know
Or
if I
would
can
you
because
recommend a
here's the
different
problem.
one?
We've had Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Marvel's Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and that's just Capcom fighting games. So the problem, here is the inherent problem for me in fighting games. I would love to play Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, but as the thing goes with fighting games, especially Capcom, whatever the newest one is what everybody's playing.
Yeah.
And there's like literally a 6-month to a year cycle, it feels like, until a new one comes out and you got to learn something new.
Yeah.
So I tell people, yeah, buy it if you want, but something new is going to come out.
Yeah.
They're going to come up with another game, and you're still going to be out all that money. So, my issue with it is, again, it's another fighting game, and I would really, really like for them to release the full game at $60 with no glitches. Because there's sound glitches. When you go online with this, there are sound glitches. You'll hit somebody, and either the sound will be delayed, or it will be, it won't even come on. I mean, it is just so disappointing how glitchy the online is. And they say, well, it's glitchy like that so that the online can work good. I'm like, okay.
Just that it's glitchy. That, you know, when you say it's glitchy like that, because it's like that's not really a good.
That's not like a good excuse. So I can't really accept that, and I can't really buy it. So that's why I just had to say I don't care about it, and I will not personally be purchasing it. And
I was surprised when you told me that that's what you were playing. I was like, what? I thought you weren't really into it.
Yeah, I'm not really into it. Renting it did not change anything. It's another fighting game there. So, but here's what's funny: I played 2 friends of mine, or 3 friends of mine. I tore them up in the game, and I never played it because I just knew the basics, and I was
What's
like,
up, ego? Jeez.
I didn't know. I thought I was going to get
Never played
creamed.
before, just tore him up.
I tore them up. No, I thought I was
kidding.
going to get creamed, and I just tore them up. Just wiped the floor with them. So I don't know if that's good or bad or what. So anyway, if you're a huge fighting game fan, yeah, you've already got it. If you don't have it now, you're probably not that big of a fan. Save your $60. Buy Xenoblade next month.
Yeah,
There's my
that's coming up
recommendation.
pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, coming up here in April. So anyway, and what else have you been up to?
The other thing I've been up to, which is the same thing you've been up to, is more Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
Because it's that fucking awesome.
It is that
now, the thing
awesome.
is, though, I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy. Neither one of us have beat the game yet.
No.
He's playing a lot more multiplayer and I'm playing a lot more single player. I haven't been able to put as much time into it as I want to, so I haven't beat it yet. But I know some people are just really kind of upset with the ending, so I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, don't ruin it for
Where
us.
I'm at now, I'm really loving the game, you know. so it's fantastic. I don't really know where it's, I can feel like I'm close to the end, but I love it. I think it's fantastic. The combat's still just great. The story is still extremely compelling. I'm getting some really long missions out of it too, which is really nice. You're getting some seriously tough decisions and some disappointing losses, and it's a really gripping kind of tale, and there's a lot of bittersweet moments. That's
so hard to talk about the game when you're at different points of the game. Like when you beat it, Dirk, our friend, was telling us about that.
Well, and the thing too is like Brian comes over, he's like, "So where are you at in the game?" I'm like, I can't really answer that without telling you like what missions I've done.
Because I've done individual missions. There's no like
because you can do different missions at different times. So it's like, well, I'm farther than you. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm farther than you. Okay, great. Yes, I've also been playing it, but more multiplayer, which is funny because our friend Dirk came on the other night and he says, "Man, you need to finish the single player so we can talk about it. Do you want to play some multiplayer?" I'm like, but I gotta, yeah, I'll play. The multiplayer, it is so addicting.
Yeah.
And they have this new thing set up this week that if they kill,
this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, this weekend if you kill in not in either silver or gold, if you kill 1 million brutes, you kill 1 million brutes, everybody together on the 360 and PC. PS3 isn't counted. They don't count PS3 users, which I don't know what that's about. But 360 and PC users, if you kill brutes, 1 million brutes, then you get some special.
You just have to contribute into that.
You have to, you'd contribute it. If it gets to 1 million, then you get some special N7 gun.
Yeah.
And then the other one is,
which is one of the better weapons.
Yeah, it's like for the one of the best weapons. And then the other one is if you beat, I forget what it was. There's another thing that if you do some kind of goal, they'll give you some more weapons. Yeah. So I think that's cool. They have definitely
they need to keep doing that, and they're committed to giving you more online content as well.
Right, I think more characters,
exactly,
more maps. And the other thing, there are a lot more grunts because we fought a silver map. I swear to you, the whole time we got maybe 10 or 12 grunts. We're like, that's
because they got to get that million.
Right, they got to get that million. So they're definitely stacking the deck in the favor of getting those grunts.
And by the end of by Sunday, it's just gonna be like no other enemies other than
grunts. Well, between grunts and banshees, oh my goodness,
banshees are annoying.
They're probably the worst enemy in the game.
Yeah, well, like when you go through the campaign too, like you get to a point, not ruining anything here for you, but like there's like multiple banshees at the same time, just like hardcore coming at you, and you're just roll back. Yeah, roll back,
because it's way too much. So anyway, Mass Effect 3 is still great, and
still really good.
So hopefully the time we meet next week, do you think we can get this beat?
I will have it beat by then.
You'll have it beat. Okay.
I don't know about you. Got to stay away from because see, I play the multiplayer, but when I'm like, okay, I need to get on the single player, so I just turn off Xbox Live.
I got to stay away from it. I got to be a good boy. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my darndest and be a good boy.
It's a nice thing to have though. Like the multiplayer is so good, but the campaign's so good that it's kind of
hard.
It's a nice issue, but it's still a nice issue.
Yeah, exactly. But by the way, for those of you just joining us, this white box over here is usually filled with words, and it's not. For some reason, Twitch TV.
No chat.
Not at Twitch or Justin.tv. So
if you guys are having, if you guys can see the chat, and maybe it's just us, call us and tell us if you're having, because maybe we'll just keep reloading and it'll fix, but I don't know what the issue is. But yeah, like I said, our number's down here. It will be in a second. You just call us, tell us whatever, you guys are up to. But anyways, our first, you ready to move on?
Well, actually what I'd like to do is just real quick cover the music of tonight.
Yeah, which is good.
The music is really good. This is called Symphonic Odysseys Tribute to Nobuo Uematsu. Which I know
is awesome.
Who is awesome. He is epic. But this is a symphonic tribute to him. A great little album of just kind of softer, mellower stuff. Not the normal. I know we played more techno-y stuff, but I want to also expand our music palette.
Yeah.
To make us.
Yeah. Well, I've got to tell, like, I've got piano collections from Uematsu, and like, they're some of my favorite soundtracks. Just not about piano. It's gorgeous. It's really good. I mean, these soundtracks that Uematsu does, they can be in a wide range of
they're dynamic. They're very dynamic.
I mean, they work in live symphony. They work in rock and roll. They work in just piano. They work in all these different methods. So
but yes, I am ready to move on now.
Okay, I guess we're gonna start off with kind of a different topic, more sciencey, and it's straight up science. Is NASA, and obviously their budget's been cut a while ago. It's down to like a fraction of a penny on our tax dollar.
A 4/10
yeah,
of a penny.
Yeah,
on a dollar.
It's ridiculous. You can't even cut a dollar up to that point.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I don't know if you guys know him. He's just this really famous physicist. He's a badass, is really what he is. He's so cool.
He's the mofo.
Yeah, I really like him. And so, he's been kind of on a mission as of late to say, you know, don't stop dreaming and to try and build up support.
Don't stop
believing. Yeah, that. So he's kind of on a campaign to kind of build support and interest back into the space program and say, like, you know, where we're at now is because of the dreams that we've had in the ideas that we had trying to get to space and trying to advance in that technology.
Oh shoot, we missed a phone call.
Oh, did we?
We did. I totally missed it. Here, whoever that was, call us back. We will answer you. I promise. Well, okay. Oh, wait. Hello? Are you there?
Hey, it's Samurai Sam.
Hey, buddy.
Samurai Sam. Who?
Hi, I'm calling in part to tell you that the chat is actually working on our end.
What?
I kind of thought that it just wasn't showing up on your video, but then I realized that you weren't commenting on what we're saying. So I just thought you should know that the chat is fully functional right now. So
well, I'm refreshing.
hit that refresh button.
Are you on JTV or are you on Twitch?
I'm on Twitch.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over.
Just so you know. And while I'm on the line, I thought I'd tell you about something. Brian, I posted this on your Facebook wall, but this month Game Informer did their Game and Farcer article, and they had a couple really funny things in there. One of them was they interviewed a resident of Skyrim as if Skyrim was a real place and the game was just based on it. And they asked the lady about glitches, and she's like, where I'm from, dragons fly backward. And what about all the objects clipping through each other or people sitting in invisible chairs? You've never been to Skyrim, have you? I frequently find my neighbors waist deep in the road, their limbs flailing hilariously. And there's a whole paragraph of stuff, and that's really funny.
They're trying to find humor in the glitches.
Yeah. Then there's another about the Kinect. It says, Microsoft has announced it will stop using its Better with Kinect slogan, da-da-da-da, yada, yada, yada. The FTC has approved 2 alternative taglines, not intolerable with Kinect, and it technically functions with Kinect.
That's fine.
And you have one.
Well, but I have it for reasons. I mean, it works well in instances. I've told you that there's instances that I hate it. You know, I've got it for reasons. No. You're not going to tell me otherwise.
Okay. Samurai Sam made a funny comment, though.
No, it's funny. I've mocked Kinect before too, and there's a lot of functionality between it. Like Star Wars Kinect, like a lot of that stuff in there just looks awful. You know, I'm not interested in that. It does look
really bad.
But there's, you know, the voice commands in Mass Effect 3 are phenomenal. They're so nice. They're so easy to use. So I mean, there's gives and takes to it, and I use it and I like it. So, and there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of bad things about it too, but there's a lot of good things about it.
There are.
And one of the more important things about the Kinect is all the different developer stuff that's been doing on the side for PCs and stuff. And there's a lot of really cool technology being created outside of just Microsoft, but just with the tech. So,
but you don't have that tech right now, do you?
No, I don't, but I will. And it's fine. I use it for my reasons. So
okay.
Whatever floats your boat, Landon. Well, that's what I got for you guys tonight.
That's right.
Later.
Hey, thank you, sir. And don't think I've forgotten about Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah,
because I haven't. Because I haven't. No. You think I have, but that's what I want you to think.
My Jedi powers, my Jedi hand trick. Even though
I want you to think I've forgotten about it. Because if you think I forgot about it, I'm going to just, boom, pounce like a puma. Once Mass Effect 3's over, I'm going to be on, baby.
Sure you will. Just wait until Revengeance comes out. If I can hold you off until Revengeance comes out, then I'm set for life.
Then you're set. Oh, that's true. That will be the one game that will doom me from Pac-Man. That's right. I must get it beat before Revengeance. I must.
That game will doom you from showering, from doing all basic functions of life,
taking care of children. You know, being a father.
Can't get the damn chat to load.
I can't get the chat to load either.
One more thing, Brian. Some guy in the chat mentioned something about Charmin condoms. Just thought I should throw that out there.
Charmin condoms.
Don't know.
I was wondering, why isn't Brian reacting to this? And now I know why.
Yeah, right, we can't see anything.
And if you see over here, that's why we're not reacting. Because we can't see anything over here. We can't see a darn thing. And I've tried to reload. He's trying to reload a different browser. Do you have a different browser?
I hope you regain your sight
we're both using Chrome.
What's that?
I hope you regain your sight before the night is through.
I do too, sir. I do too, sir. Well, you have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thanks
for doing the show.
Hey, no problem, man.
What'd you say?
What'd
you say? Click.
I thought he was done. I thought he was done.
You're
but
a
he
jerk.
wasn't.
You're a jerk.
You're a total jerk.
We were just
man.
saying thanks for calling and then just hanging up on you. Because that's what we do.
That's what we do, because we're douches like that. That's right. Darn right. Okay, so, anyway, back into the NASA topic that we were talking about. What do you think about that you were mentioning?
I'm trying to load this up. Like I said, Neil deGrasse Tyson and NASA, they're putting out a bunch of videos kind of just to promote the space program. Not just necessarily the space program, but just NASA in general, and try and regain the interest of it.
Got another call?
Another phone call. Okay.
Hello?
Yo.
Yo, Mr.
Yo.
Decepticreep.
Yo.
Yo.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good,
we
man.
can't
How are
see
you?
anybody in chat, but other than that, great.
Yeah, it sucks because everybody's saying the most profound things in chat room, and I just can't see
The
it.
most life-altering things. If you could only see them, you would know the truth. I don't know
Anyways,
what's
I
going
just wanted to call. I shut up about 10 minutes late, so I don't know what the opening stuff was about, but I was calling to see if either one of you guys got the new iPad.
I did not.
I thought you were going to get it.
Well, that was before I decided to purchase a new car, so I'm putting my money towards the car.
I think you made the good call. I think you've made the better call.
But
The better investment.
Yeah, I mean, I like the iPads. I don't think that there was a big enough shift from the iPad 2 to this iPad. I mean, it would be great if I'm jumping into it, but if I had an iPad 2, I don't think there's enough shift to make me need to purchase an iPad 3 if I had an iPad 2. But if I'm in the market for an iPad, I'd buy one, but I'm not right now.
Yeah,
You're not.
my wife just bought the new one, and I got her iPad too, so I'm like, woo. I really can't tell the difference. I was looking at the comparison videos. I guess some of the resolution's better. And
It's got more processing power, and the Retina display, so it's going to look gorgeous. But it's kind of the same thing with the Retina display is a good enough thing that probably would warrant it, because I mean it's a gorgeous screen, absolutely gorgeous screen. But kind of expected like Siri to be included in it, but it wasn't.
But people are hacking it so Siri can be on it.
They were hacking the iPad 2 for Siri already too. So
To me, that's just kind of Apple like giving you little breadcrumbs of technology when they know they could just put it on there.
yeah, I don't know what the decisions were on it, but
I think they're
My
shafting us.
mindset with Apple products is later generation. Like, I bought the 3G, and then the 3GS came out. And I know people will jump on every little thing when it comes out, but I waited for the iPhone 4. So when the iPhone 4S came out, I'm waiting for the iPhone 5 or whatever. So
exactly.
I'm not that interested in getting the very newest thing, because it seems like Apple, usually from one generation to the next, it's not a big enough improvement for me to want it.
I like getting the nicest, newest things, clearly,
Yeah,
but for me with the iPhone 4 to the 4S, that wasn't a big enough shift. I didn't think that I would personally in my life use Siri, so it wasn't a big enough shift. And I was like, I'm going to be like you and wait for the 5, because I'm sure there'll be enough change there that would warrant it, but...
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you're not going to get it
So
now.
now that I have the iPad 2, because my wife, I'll probably wait to the 4 or whatever to get that one when it comes out. 'Cause I'm sure they don't have better processor, most of the different, maybe even like flash capabilities. That'd be nice. But yeah, it's my first iPad and I like it. My wife's digging hers. So.
That's good. That's good to hear.
You got it.
Because I heard there was, what was the issues I heard with it? Was like there's a spot on the back of the iPad 3 that like just gets crazy hot. Have you guys noticed that?
I haven't noticed it, but
Yeah. I don't think it's like running
I
rampant. I think it's just
haven't
maybe a few instances, but I just kind of randomly heard about that.
no, I haven't noticed it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But you're not really into Apple products, are you?
No, I don't like overpaying for my electronics. Yeah, I like paying fair prices and, not overpaying for stuff. Personally.
I completely
Overpaying.
agree with this
You get
guy.
what you pay for, man.
Yeah, you get the nicest product. It's
No, I own plenty of Apple products in my time. and I overpaid for them. As an owner of a Mac, in 2000, I own a dual 500 MHz G4 Macintosh with a 21-inch studio display and all the top-of-the-line programs, using them in college for my graphic design degree. Okay? Serious money dropped on this thing, and I pay too much. I say that as a person who owned one, and had plenty of Apple products, and I pay too much.
And I say a person that owns them, still buys them, and I don't think you do.
But
they're pricey, yes.
Yeah.
But it's high quality shit that lasts you a long, long time.
Oh, until they release the next thing.
No, that's your decision to purchase the newest one. It still works.
Sure.
They're way more reliable.
For college, I thought the iMac could be into a dual core processor when it first came out. So it was like 5 or 6 years ago. And mine's still running like a champ.
Exactly. They seriously are the most reliable computer you can purchase. Like, they're unbelievably reliable, and like it's cool.
Mine's no longer working. So
whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, you just hate it. You just absolutely hate it. You will not ever listen to it. So that's why I say I don't care.
I don't
anymore.
blindly hate it. I don't blindly hate it. No,
anytime I mention Apple, like, oh, overpriced shit.
It's overpriced. It is overpriced.
That's fine. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way.
And
clearly, he doesn't either.
I paid too much for it. And my experience with it was not any more amazing than with any of my PCs I've had. I've never had this transcendent experience with a Mac.
Oh man, the OS is so much nicer, in my opinion. Oh, I love it.
It's goofy.
It's amazing.
Well, anyways, guys, I think I took up enough of your time. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
All right, bye.
See you, dude. Well, I still can't get the chat. I've tried it in Chrome. I've tried it in Safari. I've tried it in Firefox. I reloaded Chrome.
I think you all are lying to us.
Do you have Firefox on that?
I do.
Internet Explorer.
Are you back? What are you gonna bag now?
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer. Oh, how bad do you suck?
Internet Explorer
sucks balls. Hey, maybe it'll help us. All right, Mr. Naysayer. Why you gotta naysay? Why you gotta be a hater?
You 24/7 naysay. I 24/7 defend.
24/7 naysay. I tell the truth, buddy. You just have a hard time accepting.
No, you attack and I have to defend.
What? Oh, please. I tell the truth. You can't handle the truth, man.
Okay.
You can't handle the truth.
Wait, we're so far off topic.
Yeah, so anyway, back to NASA.
Yeah. I don't know, moral of the story, we've spent a lot of time on nothing so far. No thanks to the chat. Not you guys, but the fact that the chat's not loading. We're getting another phone call.
Got another phone call. Here we go.
No NASA tonight.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, bud?
This is Superfan Clark.
I see you there. How you doing?
I'm good. I heard you guys talk about you were talking about something else, but you got into the Apple thing.
We did get into the Apple thing. I think we're talking about Apple now.
Okay, well, here's my opinion on Apple. Okay, I'm using a MacBook Pro right now.
Yeah.
And I have Windows 7 installed on it.
Oh, so really? You got the boot camp going on.
I'm kind of agreeing with both of you. Yes, the MacBook is a good computer, but, they're way overpriced.
They are overpriced. And see, that's
in my opinion, you get what you pay for.
I don't think people understand, and where I don't get any leeway from Landon on this. It's like
I don't get any leeway from you.
It's perfectly priced. There's no problem with the price. You're paying.
No, I feel good with the price that I pay.
You're paying for a name. I'm paying for a quality Nike brand versus your standard brand.
I'm just saying they're a little bit overpriced, but they're really good.
I'm not saying they're bad products. I never had a problem with
G4. But I'm saying I feel fine. Personally, I feel fine with the price that I pay for all of my Apple products because of the quality of products
I get. Well, this is the guy who buys like every new electronic device, like 8 Vitas and 4 3DSs. Like any new I gotta connect, I gotta move. Any new electronic device comes out, Landon, you got it.
And I tell you the truth about them. I told you the truth about the Kinect.
Yeah. You love the Kinect.
I like functions of it. I told you I don't like a lot of it.
As long as you buy something, you love it.
No.
If you bought it, you love it.
You didn't listen to anything I said earlier. I said there's a lot of things that I dislike about the Kinect. There's a lot of things that I do like about it. The voice controls are fantastic. There's a few games that are really good.
I've never heard
There's a
you
lot of
mention
stuff
one
that's
bad
not
thing
good.
about the Kinect.
Okay.
I've told you I don't want to use the motion controls for the menu. I've told you that multiple
Yes,
episodes.
but Clark, back to Apple. Back to Apple, as you were saying.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that without adding fuel to the fire, but...
Oh, you've already done it.
Alright.
You already screwed up, man.
We're talking about NASA, right?
Yes, NASA.
Okay. It does suck that NASA has been cut because, you know, Earth's not going to last forever, and how are we going to get to Mars now? Like, you know.
Right.
Richard Branson will get us to
Richard
Mars.
Branson.
And here's the, well, there's good and bad. Here's my take. Like, bad, we won't get to Mars. Good, the Reapers won't come and kill us.
We're not advanced enough.
We're not advanced enough. The Reapers are like, yeah, these peons.
The next cycle, we will get it.
Forget about them.
Yeah, we'll go to Mars, we'll find their master relays, and we'll be booming across the galaxy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. That's good.
I like that, man. It's a good point.
Yeah, so that's all I had to say. So.
All right, bud.
All right, thanks for calling. But anyway, so it's cut. NASA is now at this point where they're just trying to drive to get people interested. They're putting out videos. Neil deGrasse Tyson's going on to a lot of talk shows, trying to just drive interest back into NASA. And I think it's important because there was, there's a lot of really great speeches. Go on YouTube and just type in Neil deGrasse Tyson and listen to him talk about it.
The point of it all, and part of it, how I think it does affect geeks in a huge way, is that a lot of the scientific progress we've had in the past 20 to 30 years has been from people who watch science fiction shows like Star Trek,
all that's
who
influenced.
are real scientists in NASA and in the space program developing these technologies because they were inspired. And then once those technologies come out, that inspires science fiction. So to me, it's kind of it's the circle of life, It always goes around, and then if we don't have that dream, and as what was his name again?
Neil deGrasse
Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson. As Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if we don't have that, if we get rid of that, we kill the dream. And our dream is to go beyond our bounds as humans on Earth. To see more, to do more.
Yeah, it only makes sense. And I mean, now it's at the point where it's on the shoulders of like super, super rich dudes. Like Richard Branson. Like, he is the quintessential like old super rich guy that does what old super rich guys should be doing. I mean, right now he's doing the corporate flying up into space and trying to go to the moon and stuff with his own personal money. And then he's also in a race with James Cameron, another super rich dude, to go to the deepest parts of the sea that nobody's ever been to. They're building these awesome shuttles that will go below where we've ever been before.
And that's what we need to do.
It's so cool.
It's going past the bounds of where we've been before, and that's what I think NASA helps drive. But without the funding, what I think the thought is what bad things could happen.
It's just disappointing. But I would recommend go on YouTube and check out these videos and get inspired. We've spent a lot of time on this.
I think we
without really talking about it, which is kind of disappointing. But just go look it up. It's really interesting.
Look it up, check it out. But I do think it is, like we talked about, in the end, it is an important part of our geek culture that we can't just look past and say, well, this is about NASA, this is about them. It affects us in a huge way too. Yeah, I can't forget about it, man. We're part of, again, Circle of Life, man. Timon.
Download something.
What the heck?
Download it.
I have Adobe.
Maybe there's an update that we didn't get.
Oh shoot!
Because I haven't downloaded my Adobe Flash updates in a while.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoops.
Sorry about that. Yes, we tried to update Flash, and in updating Flash, we crashed our program. So, yeah, we're sorry about that. We're not going to try to do that right now. I'm getting messages. Yeah. So, anyway, I don't think we're getting chat back at any time soon. Because it kind of pooped out on us, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe I can get it running over here, and then we can at least see what people are saying, but it doesn't seem likely.
I don't think it's going to happen, man.
Yeah, because, I mean, I went to their site, and it says that I've got the current...
I don't understand. So anyway, we kind of covered with NASA. Let's move on to our second topic of the night, which is American icons in anime. Talking about all the comic book characters, video game characters, movie characters, the American icons we've grown up with, now being transformed to anime icons that you and I all know and love from Japan, but kind of the good and the bad, and what does that mean for American icons now that we're switching over to this new medium? So,
well, I mean, for starters, I mean, they're not all going that way, and that's not the way it's going to be. I mean, so it's just a cool extra transition. It's a cool different medium for them to be used in, and I think, you know, might as well. And it's pretty cool. I mean, Iron Man transitions really well, obviously because he's a mech already, right. Kind of, you know. So obviously that's a very Japanese thing. So that works out really well there. I noticed it the first time a couple of years ago whenever I'd go into the local comic book store and I'd walk in and they'd have like Batgirl and Wonder Woman action figures that were very anime styled out, which was actually pretty cool. They look pretty awesome. We've got an image of it at some point here. Yes, they will pull up.
Batgirl.
Yeah, so they're pretty cool. I mean, it's a neat, different transition into the medium, and the one on the left definitely took more liberty with the character and changed her whole appearance. But it's still so cool. Like, it's a neat, different interaction.
It's a different interpretation of the characters that we've all grown up with.
And the one on the right is more traditional, just kind of in that style of that art style. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think I do enjoy, because I've gotten a chance to watch, and the thing that brought this up to me is Warner Brothers' style, as of late, has gone to a more anime, I guess it's a question maybe, has Warner Brothers style with DC comic book characters in animation gone over to more of an anime-influenced look, would you say? Or is it a stylized Warner Brothers look? I've heard people talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that influence, and it only makes sense. I mean...
Right. But does that... The question, and part of the only thing I've talked with people about, is they're saying, does that inherently devalue what made the Warner Brothers look so unique with series like Batman the Animated Series, which had, even though it was angular, it definitely was as far away from anime as you could get.
Yeah, no, I don't think it does at all. I mean, it's just a choice of art style.
We're getting a call on the Boomzies phone here. Let's answer it. Hello, Decepticreep. We meet again.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys talking about the Warner Brothers DC stuff. A huge DC fan over here, and I'm a huge Bruce Timm fan.
It's good to hear.
The movies that you see lately, Bruce Timm is the executive producer, and although some of them have slight different styles, I still think for the most part, it's more Bruce Timm than anime when it comes to that.
So you don't think we're losing ourselves to that anime style?
I don't think so. Even like you look at Young Justice, it's got a sleeker look, but to me, it still feels like the Batman animated look.
And I was really impressed. Young Justice.
The Teen Titans were just clearly anime.
Yeah. And Young Justice looks great, and it's animated. It's really just fun. I like Young Justice.
I haven't watched that yet, but
phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really great. And yeah, I definitely agree with him. I mean, you definitely still get a lot of the Bruce Timm in it, especially some more than others. But he's just hardcore involved in a lot of them, and it's good stuff.
Okay, so I take back my point.
Well, you don't adamantly watch the Warner Brothers.
I don't stuff. Because I don't have cable.
Yeah. Well, I purchased the DVDs.
Oh. Well, aren't you
like, even if you look at the new Thundercats, it has more of a anime-esque feel. But to me, that doesn't feel like anime to me. This still feels like... Actually, it feels more like a mixture between Western and Eastern style animation.
I think some people are seeing smooth animation as anime when it's just smooth animation.
Well, I think it does get confused. I think some people mistake anime for just a different style because we've been so bombarded with it here in the States for the last 10 years. I think it's a term that gets possibly overused.
Where has it been used where it's not?
Well, what I'm saying is the fact that some people can say, well, that's anime, when really it's not anime. It's kind of like Adam was saying. It's more Bruce Timm-esque or more sharper angles, which can be confused for some people who are not as affluent in animation in DC for anime.
Yeah, I think in the last 20 years, America's really stepped up in their animation. Like, Batman is awesome. You know, any DC stuff I think is really great.
Yeah,
Marvel's
DC's been
like
doing a
Avengers
phenomenal
that are coming out, that came out. That cartoon is amazing. You know, Fantastic Four cartoon, which I would say is a more American anime style, but I still think that America is really stepping up to animation nowadays.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're seeing the value in it. I mean, the DC animated films, when they come out, you know, even I was a little surprised that they're selling out day of. You know, I mean, so they're seeing the market for it, and DC is doing, which now Marvel 100% copied, was they've got on Cartoon Network, I think Cartoon Network, they've got what they call the DC Nation, which is an hour-long block of DC animated shows, and they show different, it's all DC, so they'll have advertisements for their different content, they'll have their different shows, and it's just a fantastic way to introduce people to not only the main heroes, the main series guys, as well as some of the smaller different characters off to the side, and get people reinterested into comics. And that's been such a huge success that Marvel 100% copied it and called it the Marvel Universe, and they're doing the exact same thing.
Touché.
Makes sense.
When it
If
comes
something
to
works, copy
when
it.
it comes to comic books, I'm definitely more of a DC fan, just because Marvel comic books are more expensive, and DC comic
That's
books
true.
are $1 cheaper in general.
Draw the line at $2.99.
Exactly, and I don't know, like, maybe I'm skewed to just being a DC fan, but
Yeah. Well, and I think you've got some better writers right now, currently, on the DC side. I mean, granted, they'll write for both a lot of times, and they go back and forth, but I think right now DC is kind of a little superior in the writing, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, DC's got Jeff Johns, and that's just like instant
Yep.
win right now.
Yep. And, I mean, he's got Jim Lee doing the whole... They've got Jim Lee doing the whole new art style, and Jim Lee's just fantastic. Which, transition of Jim Lee, if you guys follow our Facebook page, we linked a new image of the new Night Owl #1. Jim Lee did a variant cover for it. So, if you're interested in that, check out our Facebook page. Selfless plug.
Selfless plug. So, what do you think on the idea of DC or comic book or movie or video game characters that are American moving into the medium of anime? Do you see that as a positive, negative?
Yeah, I don't really see that outside of like Teen Titans. What I find more interesting is actually the big like trolling Capcom is doing with the Namco or Street Fighter Cross Tekken with the American Mega Man. I think that to me is more interesting and showing that how much America in the video game industry is being more influential now than Japan was.
Well, talking about the American cover art for Mega Man and how they influenced this Mega Man look off of Japan, develop a game and put in a character inspired by the terrible American look of the original character.
I get a kick out of that.
Well, that's almost kind of another topic, but it's kind of a subtopic about, you're saying, the dominance of American video games over Japan versus 20 years ago.
Yeah, I honestly think America, I mean, it's not really national pride, but I just think American stuff, whether it's the animation, movies, or video games, I think this country is really stepping up to the quality of entertainment. And I can't really just wrap my head around, like, I can't think of American characters in anime. You know, I mean, I read the Kia Armasia Batman book, and I didn't really like it, but outside of stuff like that.
They've got the different series. They run on G4 and a couple different networks of... Ironman is already translated into a full anime series. There's Wolverine, Blade. It's a bunch of Marvel. I'm trying to remember that... Maybe you can tell me, since I'm sure you own it as well. It's been a while since I watched it, but the Batman, Gotham Knight, the animated movie that was it was like 6 different short stories.
Right,
I think there was
all in different style. There was an
I think there
anime
was
in there.
one anime style in there, and it was one of the cooler ones, I believe.
I hated that movie.
Well, there was good and bad about it. There was a few of the short stories that just...
They're really boring.
Yeah, they just didn't work. But there's like 2 of them that were really solid. And they did a similar thing with Halo Legends, and they had a cool anime style in there. And I actually liked Halo Legends, that little same thought, 6 little different mini movies, mini stories. So
I've never watched it.
Well, hey, dude, I'll let you go again. I'm taking up your phone line. There's people who want to call in.
okay.
So,
Well,
we can't tell.
We can't tell, so we'll just have to translate from here. So, all right, bud.
All right,
See you later.
Thanks.
thanks again.
Well, I think you bring up. There's a kind of side point I want to talk about is the Animatrix. When the Matrix came out, they came up with that Animatrix, which to me is kind of interesting because the Matrix is a American film inspired by anime. You know, the Wachowski brothers were hugely inspired. Oh, man. Getting another call from everybody. Hello! You're calling the Boomzies phone. Our chat sucks. Who are we talking to?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. You need to turn us down. If you've already have it.
Turn myself up?
Yeah, just turn us
computer.
down, the computer, so we don't get the double echo thing.
No, I already muted it, so you should.
Awesome.
All right.
So what's your thought on all this American icons in anime?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if it works, it works, and it's always nice to have a new spin on things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother you. It's not like we're diluting or ruining these American icons by putting. They're just a different style.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can complain about it after the fact. After they tried it and it failed. I mean,
I think it only makes sense. Give everybody the opportunity to try to take this medium and make adjustments to it. I mean, sometimes it's going to succeed, sometimes it's going to fail, and there's no reason to say no. And I think, you know, there's to an extent you have to hold the integrity of, you know, your original thought, your original design, your original whatever it is. But at an extent, you got to let it go and let people kind of take the medium and expand it to a point that you would have never taken it, and do something fun and cool and interesting.
I agree. I can agree with that.
I hate it when people get really upset when they, like, oh, this really great graphic novel is being translated into a movie and it's going to be awful. It's like, give them the chance. Give it the chance. It might suck, but it might be awesome. So give it the chance. And don't get pissed off when it's not 100% the original graphic novel. It's a new medium. It's going to have to be adjusted.
Unless the director's Brett Ratner, and then it will suck.
Well, I'm not commenting on him. I'm mainly kind of talking about, like, Watchmen. And, you know, it's a whole different medium.
What were you saying?
I can't recall who this Brett Ratner is.
The guy who directed the X-Men films.
Not the first, though.
Oh.
He directed the last.
Yes, he did.
All right.
And destroyed it.
The third.
The
first was forget. He's the one that he was a producer for X-Men First Class, and he did the first one. I think he was involved with the second one,
and
he does a really good
side
job.
note, interesting side video game note. David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake, helped write the script for the X-Men movie, and was also in the movie at the end as one of the guards. At the end of the movie,
he writes a lot.
He does write a lot, but just letting you know,
with a lot.
Snake was in X-Men, which is the only reason that movie's worth half a crap. Those like 2 seconds he's in there, he made it better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man.
So let's see. You wanted some examples of American icons in anime, correct?
American icons in anime. Any? What are some good American icons in anime that you've seen?
I made a long list, but I cut it down to size. Let's see. TV shows. There's that Supernatural anime.
Oh yeah,
I
cool.
saw that. I saw that. I'm not interested in.
I've never.
Is it good?
I don't know.
I like Supernatural.
You like Supernatural?
I really enjoyed Supernatural this series.
It's just too girly weird for me.
Girly.
Don't chicks watch that?
Are
it's
you
like
thinking?
A chick show.
Are you thinking
the
Charmed?
2 dudes? The two sweaty hot dudes who are like going around trying to find supernatural weird stuff. That's a chick show. That's on the CW, isn't it? That's like in a chick block of shows. That's a chick show.
Oh my god.
Supernatural is a chick show.
Okay, whatever. This is not worth arguing with you over that one. That's just
okay.
Your thought is so beyond wrong. I'm not even
dudes. So dudes get together. Dudes are like, man, you know what? Screw the gym. Screw the club. Screw basketball. Me, boys, beers, Supernatural. Let's do it. That's what dudes do. Is that what you're telling me? Guys will get together and watch Supernatural.
It's not even worth talking. This is so stupid. This is really stupid.
All right, let's try to move on.
Yes,
Moving on.
The Dead Space, I believe, had some animated films.
Yeah, the Dead Space.
And let's see, Record of Lodoss War. It's not exactly based on anything American.
No.
But it came to be from tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, tabletop RPGs, that kind of classic high fantasy kind of stuff. Which is a great series, by the way.
Oh, great. Someone watched it.
Amazing.
Sweet. And let's see. I think that's all I got for American to Japan. And there are a few east to west that I found. The Capcom cartoons from the 90s, like Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, and Mega Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah, those.
Those were special. Captain Into the Game Masters.
Yeah.
That's kind of, American.
Yeah. They had their moments, but Darkstalkers was really special.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I remember watching that as a kid because I was huge into those games. And I think Vampire Savior had just come out or something. And I'm just, man, I love this series. It's so great. And look, they made a cartoon. And oh, wow, I'll watch this, man. And that was just the most pathetic, sad example of anime-ish I've ever seen.
Consolation, there is an anime of Darkstalkers, and it's so much better.
There is one I saw, like Bishamon is this big battle he's fighting with. Was he fighting with Donovan? Like they're in the snow, and there's this big, huge, epic battle. And yeah, it's really cool.
I think so. But he's like the main character, Donovan.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I think in 2010 they announced a Captain Harlock movie that is supposed to be coming out. Well, more information is supposed to be coming around in 2012. Almost finished. And
I know that's a very classic anime for a lot of people. So I've heard some good and bad about it. I've heard some people up in arms because, well, you can't do that. It's this classic anime from, what, I think the 70s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they're crying foul.
If you look up the teaser trailer of it, that'll give you everything you need to decide on. And,
I will look it up then.
All right, it was awesome. I've only read a bit about it, then I actually saw the clip in action, and it was amazing. And last one I'm going to bring up, Sam Raimi, I believe, is working on a live-action TV series of Noir.
Oh, really? Oh, the anime Noir, yeah.
And that's supposed to be coming around in August of this year, so something to look forward to.
But after Spider-Man 3, I had to say, as long as there's no scene with the girls walking around like, pointing at you, disco music, black shirt, do. As long as there's none of that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm willing to give him a chance.
Oh, boy, yeah. So, anyway, well, hey, thanks for calling up.
No problem.
All right,
thanks,
bud.
man.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, I think we've kind of come to a good conclusion, is that it's a different style, but we can't be so attached to these characters that we don't allow them to grow
That's
and
basically
advance.
how I feel. That,
I agree.
Keep the integrity, but allow people to change it up and do something fun that you wouldn't have been able to do, and introduce it to a different set of,
we got one more call. We're going to take
our last one for the night.
Last one for the night here. Hello, you've called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
Sorry. Yeah, man, you're getting a lot of calls. What's up, Boomzies? It's Nash.
Hey, Nash, the good comic man Nash.
Yes. Well, here I go.
Yes.
Excuse me as I crack my knuckles as I prepare to give you guys a whooping on animation.
Oh, snap.
All right.
It's on.
First of all, oh yeah, I'm a big fan of everything. All right. First of all, Western, animation was heavily influenced back in the day in anime. Did you know? Well, this ain't an anime, but it's close enough. Those stuff like Power Rangers and Kamen Rider and stuff, right?
Well, sure. Yes.
one of the
originally
originators
Japanese.
With a Spider-Man show in Japan, where Spider-Man rides on a giant frickin' robot, but it's still Spider-Man. It's still Marvel, you know. That helped kicked off the Kamen Rider and the Power Rangers and stuff, you know.
Right.
Not a lot of people know about that though. Let's see. Stuff like Steam Detectives. You ever hear of that?
Yeah, Steam Detective, the little boy
Yeah.
who goes
It's a
on
fun
the...
series.
Come on, that villain is so obviously inspired by Batman. Come on, you know? It's obviously Batman. That guy is heavily influenced in the Batman stuff, man. If you ever watch any of the other stuff he does, you can so see that. Hell, did you know, everyone knows Astro Boy. I found an article, and it's freaking crazy what I found out when I'm reading this article. Because this guy, he originated anime. He originated the manga and stuff, you know, with Astro Boy. And finding out that Astro Boy was inspired, that art style was inspired by Disney cartoons and mainly Donald Duck, that blows my freaking mind.
So you're saying as much as we are inspired by or we use the Japanese influence, the exact same or more.
It's a circular thing. It's a circle
Right.
jerk.
Right.
It's a
I mean, that
circle
makes sense
jerk.
in any form of medium. You have to know what other people are doing because you can't work in your own bubble.
Well, it's kind of the idea of everything's a remix. You know, in a certain way, we take in parts of our influences in our lives, we take those pieces and amalgamate them into a little bowl, of our design, of our interest, of our inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have to not in your weird little bowl, whatever the hell that is.
That's the thing I was trying to get by. You know, we're all freaking feeding off each other, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it works.
Well, I mean, you make a
there
good
really
point.
isn't. All right, well, that's all I got to say, and bye, Boomzies.
Hey, thanks for not roughing us up, man.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, man. See ya.
Yeah, I was a little confused. Like, what do you like? I'm gonna take the gloves off.
Take
It's
the
like-
gloves
like,
off.
Well, I don't think we really said anything wrong.
No, he was just... Well, I think he just made the good point that we didn't... I mean, it was unsaid, and we agree with him totally, but the fact that as much as we can say that America uses Japanese style for theirs, Japan also has used America for inspiration.
Right.
And then, like,
well, I mean, we're not ignorant. To
No,
that
we're not ignorant to that,
It's
but he just
talking
brought it
about
to the
this. You're right.
forefront. He
Yeah.
brought it to the forefront, and it's a good point. It's a very good point to bring up in this. So, I think we've thoroughly gone through this topic and come up with a good resolution that it's okay.
Yeah.
We should all be inspired by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can't work in a bubble. You gotta pay attention to what other people are doing and let other people have fun with some of the stuff you've created.
Exactly.
You know, don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk, man.
Yeah. And don't hate before you watch it too. Like I hate hearing nerds say, you know, like, oh, it's gonna ruin the integrity and it's not gonna be the same thing and it has to be exactly this. It's like if it's going to a different medium, it's gonna be shifted.
If it's Sam Raimi, you can hate. You can. You can. After Spider-Man 3, I think there was like a nerd rule, a geek rule. It was like, yes.
We've had
now
callers that call
hate
in
Sam
that like
Raimi.
the third film, like on our what is guilty pleasure. We've had a couple people.
Yeah,
Talking
that's a
about
guilty pleasure. That doesn't count as like a real tasteful enjoyment.
that. Okay, whatever.
Just saying. You're just giving up today. You're like, whatever.
No, because
I'm not even
like,
going to discuss it with you. I give up.
There's certain things that I've decided like I'm going to argue with you about, but there's certain things that I find your opinion on that I'm just like, you know what? It's not worth dealing with at this point.
In other words, I'm right. I mean, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but when he doesn't fight, I think he just realizes how right I am and how much he just has no leg to stand on. So, yeah, I agree. I'm glad you see my rightness and your wrongness.
No. And I think that the viewers have said multiple times, if it's not Brian's opinion, he won't listen. You're wrong.
I will listen to anybody else's opinion, and this is the one thing I want to say. I will listen to anybody else's opinion. But I have an opinion as well, and if my opinion happens to disagree with yours, that's just how it goes. But like some people I've talked to, are like, well, you won't listen to anybody else. I'm like, no, I'll listen to you, and I'll hear what you have to say. And there's been times that I've listened to something you've said, and then I've said, okay, hey, you're right. You know what? I didn't think of it like that.
Here's the only one. We'll just kind of quit on this. We won't. Let's make sure that we're not going to go like 5 minutes, 10 minutes into this. But like in our last episode, when I gave you a very reasonable argument of why I would say with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 that if I'm going to tell somebody to watch a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm going to tell them to watch the first one. If I'm going to choose to watch one, I'm going to watch the third one because I just kind of enjoy it. But I will respect and say that the first one is a better film, but I'm going to enjoy to watch this one a little bit more just because I kind of like the premise. It was a little bit more fun for me. So I felt like that was a completely reasonable statement.
I didn't agree with it.
And you kept shitting on it. That's a very reasonable
it's a bad call. You have the full right in the United States of America to have that opinion. I didn't take Turtles 3 from you. I didn't force you not to watch it. I thought it was a poor...
But that's a very reasonable statement for you to make, and you kept shitting on it. I'm like, no, if somebody's going to sit here and they want to watch a Teenage Mutant Turtles,
but just as much as you have the right to say I'm going to watch it, I have just as much right to say I think that's crap, and I think your way of doing it is crap. I'm not changing what you're doing. You still have an opinion. Whatever. But no, see, that's what I don't get. We'll continue. You know what?
No, I'm just saying, like,
let's continue this. Let's continue this after the show.
But see,
let's continue this after the show.
Whatever.
Let's continue this after the show, okay? And let's move on to the fact that we are not just Boomzies. We are Substance TV.
We're a bunch of assholes, is what we are.
As well. And we don't just do this. We have our nice little social media sites, facebook.com/STVsocial or twitter.com/SubstanceTV or @SubstanceTV is the way you get us all through the week. And these arguments on Facebook, they go on there for realsies. No joking around, man. The battle continues on right on there. So you can enjoy that all day long.
Oh, by the way, everybody should like virtually pinch this guy for not wearing any green whatsoever on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, whatever. Everyone just gets drunk.
Yeah. I wish I had beer in this house because I would be drinking it right now.
Oh, you are a man of forward thinking. Yeah. Like 1 second, I'm very well thought, well learned, but I want to get drunk, dagnabbit.
Well, plenty of smart people drink. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong at all. I just find it interesting. Whatever. All right. So, for Brian
and Landon,
we'll see you all next week for another insightful edition of Boomzies.
Thanks, everybody.